Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Hager. This is their part number 782S DBA-V. This is a dark bronze anodized aluminum door bottom shoe with a vinyl insert. And this is basically a U-shaped door bottom. U-shaped door bottoms are very typical and very common, except that they're usually not this tall. And why would you use that? We'll talk about that more in a moment. Let's take some dimensional properties of this item now. The unit is 3-inch tall in terms of the face of the aluminum itself. 3.5 inches the overall, getting down to the bottom of the vinyl insert. This is going to be meant for a 1 3/4 inch thick door. Then down here, from the bottom of the unit down to the bottom of the aluminum is, you know, where your 1/2 inch is. Well, let's do this. From the, what would be the, where the door would reside, that's where your 1/2 inch is going to come into play. So what type of undercut would you need? We'll talk about that more in a moment. This happens to be a 34-inch length. Hager, cuts these from long extrusions. You can order any size you want, and I encourage you to do so. 36, 32, 30, 48, 42. These may not be the size you need. They probably aren't. In my opinion, I'd rather have the factory cut it to the size that I require so I didn't have to go in and trim it. If you ordered a 3-foot long unit and then the door is 35 3/4, how easy is it to shave or cut a 1/4 inch off of this? Have the factory cut it. Indicate in the comment field the net length you'd like for us to have the material made at. That will allow you to have your slotted holes at the proper distance from the center, and then the proper center is going all the way down as well. So that would be advantageous, rather than you having to try to drill new holes, and slotted holes are difficult naturally to drill. But this is what the profile looks like. I'll just say up front, Hager is notorious for their dark bronze looking quite awful. This is no exception to that, unfortunately. I'm just going to have to let what that looks like speak for itself. This is an issue that we've made Hager aware of countless times. It continues to occur. On this order, I have to make the factory aware of the fact that this material is substantially damaged. But anyway, going to make a video, this being hopefully not representative of any future sort of dark bronze that they ship out. Let's proceed and talk about exactly where you're going to use this door bottom. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Now, the question is, where would you use this? The bottom line is, most doors don't require such a tall U-channel. Not at all, in fact. They're generally about 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches tall, that sort of business, much smaller. Without a drip cap like this, some of them do feature a drip cap. That would be outside here. That helps drive the rain away from the underside of the door. So generally what happens when people purchase these is they're not doing a new installation. They're generally trying to mitigate some damage on a door, some warping, delamination, swelling, rusting, fatigue, failure of whatever the base material is. And it's very often that clients will opt for a very large door bottom like this, which isn't necessarily unattractive at all, to salvage the door, to get some additional life out of the door is the bottom line. Like I said earlier, people don't really do those in new construction. There's just no reason to have them so large. I know I have sold large, tall, U-shaped bottoms for people doing new construction because they want it to act somewhat as a larger protector to the bottom of the door. Their experience with doors tells them that the door will get nicked and damaged the way that they know that they'll end up using it. But generally, you're trying to salvage a door. I've had people with water damaged doors at the bottom where they've had to belt sand the daylights out of it to get the bottom back on. Hollow metal doors will rust, and the evidence of that rust occurs at the bottom because the water hits the wall, trickles down. Think of a movie theater, 50-foot tall masonry wall. Water trickles down, hits the lintel, wraps around the lintel to the face of the hollow metal frame, drips down, gets in the gap between the underside of the header and the top of the door, then drips down through the top channel of the door, and then collects all the way at the bottom and pools there, rusting out the bottom of the door. Sure, put on a door bottom. They're inexpensive. You're probably going to get a few more years out of the door. Who cares? It's all good. The only problem people will tell me is, yeah, I've got nowhere to... It's rusted so bad the screws didn't hold very much. But nonetheless, the reason that you're going to use this, I say good for you. Absolutely. This will include screws and a complementary finish. Let's switch now to the screen view and let's take a closer look at the supporting documentation. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Here is the item that we are looking at. Let's take a look at the photographs that we have listed down below here. There's the end view showing the vinyl insert. That's the elevation of the product, so to speak, what you're seeing. A little close-up view of that vinyl insert. The underside. And then the screw package that's included there. Now, let's take a look at the extended description. They call it a door bottom shoe with a vinyl insert. It's made of aluminum in a dark bronze anodized finish. We talked about the lengths that this is available in, meaning you can order special lengths. This happens to be the 24-inch version of this. In terms of lengths, you can actually order likely up to about 16.5 feet, but be mindful, after you get longer than 3 foot, the cost to ship ends up escalating on the y-axis pretty aggressively. So don't order 8-foot pieces. Okay, for best results, they say, use with a threshold. Yeah, sure, certainly. You're going to want to have a threshold seal against the bottom of this. Occasionally, you'll see people just apply that to the sill or the stoop, so to speak. And that's because you don't really have any room at all. But that's certainly going to degrade the integrity of this vinyl. And speaking of the vinyl, we're going to talk about that insert in a moment. Cut to the exact length. We encourage that you specify that. Okay. Positive pressure. Tested, smoke tested, UL listed. You're going to certainly need that on any door that is either fire rated or fire rated or smoke rated. You'll need that endorsement, so to speak, on behalf of the manufacturer. Now, let's look at the documents linked to. We've got product info, and this is an encyclopedic document when it comes to the different types of thresholds and weather stripping that Hager supplies, and it gives definitions regarding the different criteria that governs it. What is a category G, for instance, type of gasket? What is category H? And other definitions in terms of ratings that are on here. This is a handy document. It's a good chart that will tell you what sort of rating a door ought to have. I know that I've referred back to this chart many times over the years, in fact, just to give me an idea of where I'd be looking to have a 1 hour or a 1 hour rating on a door, or a 3 hour rating on a door, etc. So a handy document in that regard. Product catalog is here. Now this is helpful because it will allow us to see not only the other finishes but the other inserts as well. And here's our 782. You can order this in the mill aluminum finish, just a standard raw aluminum finish. DBA is dark bronze anodized. GLD is gold anodized aluminum. In a vinyl insert, which is what we have, and a neoprene insert as well. That prior document that I referred you to, the product info, will also define what category gasketing this applies to. It's UL listed and smoke rated as well. The rest of this document will certainly help you review door bottoms from Hager, so a handy document in that regard. Now, the installation instructions, this will be a fairly pedestrian document. Measure, cut to length, congratulations, that sort of thing. Not a lot to say here. You know, if you have a model with a drip cap, you'd probably need to notch the drip cap if it was an in-swing door. You want to make sure that when you have the item installed, your door still operates. A hallmark of a fire-rated door is one that is self-closing and self-latching, and you don't want to install anything that will compromise the door's ability of being self-closing and self-latching. Trim the seal 1/16 of an inch longer at each end. Sure, that makes perfect sense. Run that vinyl slightly long, and you can do that with a sharp utility blade, X-Acto knife, things of that nature. Template. This is just going to simply be a dimensional drawing that represents the item itself. Tells you that the screws that are included are number 6 screws that are 5/8 in length. Okay, so pretty handy in that regard. Now, there is, below this video here, a link to the manufacturer's page here. And when you click on that, it's going to allow you to open up the manufacturer's page from Hager within our site. And that will allow you to review not only all of the Hager items that we sell, but also the manufacturer's website and their full product catalog. I would certainly recommend viewing that full product catalog, as it's going to allow you to take a look at all things Hager hinge related. That's the way that I simply know the manufacturer as Hager Hinge. You do a find function on this 651-page catalog for the 782S, and the point of that is you're going to get to the area or the section of the book where you'll find all of the different weather stripping products. Door bottoms obviously are going to be used in conjunction with drip caps, perimeter gasketing, thresholds, things of that nature. Let's wrap up this video on camera. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. In conclusion, the name Hager is synonymous with all things for the door and frame opening itself. Quite frankly, with the exception of the door and frame itself, hinges, lock sets, exit devices, door closers, exit hardware, electrified hardware, obviously weather stripping, trim and auxiliary hardware, automatic door operators, sliding door, bifold pocket, bypassing material, ancillary hardware like signage, things of that nature. So quite comprehensive. Quite absolute loyalty, I find, with the general public when it comes to the Hager brand, and I most certainly applaud them for that. They're a company that's been in business since the mid-19th century, and I appreciate their tech support and their ability to do things that other people can't do. And an example of that would be making you a wide throw hinge. Almost no one can do a wide throw hinge wider than 8-inch. Hager can do 10-inch and 12-inch. Any questions on the 782S and a DBA with a vinyl or any other Hager product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.